Hello everybody, we're here to talk about some Hades, one of my favorites, if not my favorite. I would say it would be between him and Sobek. I tend to like the tanks because they are very forgiving when you play, and you can get yourself out of trouble where with other characters you may not be able to. One of the reasons I like Hades before diving into his abilities is he doesn't have any skill shots. He's a ranged tank god. You can certainly equip him for damage. I usually equip him for tankiness because his ult basically roots him in place and makes him a big target in team fights. So you want as much buffness as you can. That being said, some people do very well with damage Hades, but I almost invariably go with a full tank or mixed tank, maybe getting Chronos Pendant or a Gem of Isolation for some slow, that kind of stuff. And of course, not having skill shots. If you have trouble with hitting skill shots, Hades is a good god for you because all of his abilities are not a skill shot. So let's take a look at him. His passive is called Blight. Blight is applied by his auto attack, so you can blight individuals by hitting them. Also, his number one, his Death from a Blow ability applies Blight. So many of his abilities have a secondary effect when the character is blighted, gods or minions. So it's often beneficial to blight somebody before using another ability. Death from Below is Hades' jump. He travels underground, which is unique, I think, in the game. It's kind of cool. You can jump under obstacles and other things like most jumps. So it does damage on effect, and if the enemy is blighted, then they are slowed for 2 seconds based upon... Well, it's 2 seconds, and then the percentage slow is based upon the level of your ability. So this also applies Blight. So if an enemy is not blighted, you can blight them with this. And I use this quite frequently with his number 3 ability, which we will get to. His number 2 ability is Shroud of Darkness. It's a cone attack. Oh, the first ability is a circle attack, so it does a circle centered on Hades. Number 2 is a cone attack in front of Hades. They are silenced, which is nice, and then if they are blighted, they're also feared, so that's good crowd control. I've undervalued this, I think, in the past, but it's very valuable if you're trying to keep somebody from escaping or you're trying to zone somebody off of a friendly. Being able to silence or fear them is really handy, and it lasts up to 2 seconds. So if you get somebody, let's say if they're tossed by Hercules or stunned by Neith or, anything, you can then blight them and continue the effect on top of that. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It'll also fear minions, correct me if I'm wrong. So if you're trying to prevent some minion damage early in the game, it's you can fear minions if you want. But it's very handy against opponents. Devour Souls, I'd say, is Hades' main damage dealing ability. It also heals Hades if the enemy is blighted. So Hades does a circular area attack around where he's located and then does damage. If the enemy is blighted, as from an auto attack or Death from Below, his jump, then additional damage is done. Your enemies actually explode, correct me if I'm wrong, dealing damage to everybody around them and themselves, I do believe. Also, if the enemies are detonated, then they will also heal Hades and friendlies around Hades. So this makes Hades, I would say, a minor healer. He's never going to be a go-to healer like Ra or Chang'e or others are, but he heals himself and he'll also heal people with you. So if you're laning with a Hades, you can try and take advantage of that. Although, as I said, the healing is rather mild. This is good if you're mid-laning with Hades. One of the things I'll do is build a balanced Hades and then use Devour Souls on the enemy minions to keep myself healed up. And if you're up against somebody that cannot heal themselves, let's say a mage like Ao Kuang or Agni or Evo, then it's going to be very difficult for them to keep up with you based upon the fact that you can dish out damage while healing yourself in many cases. His ult, which I would say is what I would call his signature ability, is Pillar of Agony. Again, this is a circular area effect centered on Hades, so, you know, no skill shots here. It's not Najah's ult. And it basically takes everybody and drags them into Hades. Now, anybody with a dash or a jump can escape. So let's say it's not as good as Odin's ult in that respect, where there's a wall. Anybody can dash out of it. Anybody can jump out of it. Obviously, Freya's ult will take her out, as will other ults that grant immunity. Artemis's, just looking at Artemis's picture. But it's pretty darn handy. So this is an area effect and sucks people in, does decent damage. It does damage over a course of 4 seconds, yes. Does damage, and if they are blighted, then their protections are reduced. Hades also, I can't move my pointer, it goes away. Hades also gets a protection buff during this, so it makes him a bit more tanky, because otherwise he's rooted into place doing this, and, you know, you can eat a Ra ult, an Ao Kuang ult, all sorts of ults, because you're not going anywhere. Also, people within the area of effect can ult on you. They can still take action, so they can attack you during the effect while they're being pulled into you, which, if you're low on health, will result in a dead Hades. But anyway, so you get a protection buff. You do damage per tick. If your enemies are blighted, they are then debuffed, and that's pretty much it. So this is very handy with a Zeus, with a Cupid, with a Poseidon. Anybody with a circular area of effect can easily put their ult over top of a Hades ult, kind of like Odin's ult. And you could also stack an Odin and a Hades ult, although they're kind of redundant as far as the crowd control goes. Let's see, is there anything else worth talking about? I don't think so. Hades has one of the better laughs in the game. I enjoy his laugh and Anhur's. So I think that's pretty much it. So let's get to the game. Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. We're doing some Hades on Joust 3v3. It's me, Neith, and Ao Kuang. So we're going to be doing tanky Hades, at least to start with. And I'm going to get Mark of the Vanguard and Reinforced Greaves. Our opponents are Cupid, Zeus, and Agni, so they don't have a tank per se, and their crowd control is relatively weak. Agni has a stun, Zeus has a stun, Cupid, well, I guess it's okay. I don't think it's as strong as ours, though, between Neith and I. Ao Kuang has no, well, he has a slow, I guess. So I think we have a bit of an edge in crowd control. Get one of each potion, and one of each ability. So let's go get a buff, I guess.
I'm going for jungle buff. Okay. Good luck. It's a trap.
Do not deny the inevitable. Follow me to the underworld.
Okay.
Alright, so Ao has Hand to God. Very interesting. He got Hand to God in meditation. And Vampiric Shroud. Interesting build. Interesting build.
Note to self. Bring home bones of enemies for Cerberus to chew upon.
We gonna get 2 buffs? Or not? And this should be for Neith. Outstanding. That was easy. That's usually what people think when they're playing me, I think. I think. The level of 3. I think Hades 3, since it heals him, is the best ability to level up first. You can level up the 1 and the 3 in tandem. I guess if you're going super heavy crowd control... there's nobody in here yet. Away from the Harpoon. Super heavy crowd control, you could level up as 2. I kind of save that for last. Cupid's going back because he's out of mana. Did not get the third stab. So Cupid's a healer, although I didn't see him drop any cards yet. I just got hit by that. That's not good. Careful, Neith, you're gonna die. And we're all low. Awesome.
An enemy has been slain. Be right back. An enemy has
So we're
been
going to
slain.
decrease the crowd control, because that's always handy in a tank. Get 2 mana potions. So nobody's died yet on our team, which faintly surprises me. I was sure Neith was dead, and then a couple times I wasn't too sure about myself. So Ao's ult is down. Neith's ult is up, but that's not really a... That's very situational. I didn't think of that. Yeah, I'll be tanking magic. Get out of that. It's nothing better than Zeus being dead when you have 3 stacks on yourself. It's a very satisfying... ouch. I don't know who Neith is gunning for.
Give in now, and I will allow you.
Steal that kill. Get level 1. So they're doing lots of damage.
An ally has been slain.
No! Glad I got Zeus. I was not entirely sure who would win that one. All my abilities were on cooldown, so I couldn't pop him one. So auto-attacking Zeus to death with a tanky 80s. Voidstone, I do believe. So we have Ao, so that would help. Ao. That's a good idea. If I was paired with 2 physicals, maybe I would get something else. And let's get an active. Let's get an active. I think we will get... not Hand of the Gods. Girdle of Might. And off we go.
An ally has been slain.
We're dying. My ult is up, so hopefully I can grab somebody with it.
An enemy has been slain. Boss.
I'm not going to over-pursue.
Enemy missing middle.
So check the sides. Don't see anything. Try and get some of these minions. Neith, I see jungling. Watching the minimap. Don't see anybody messing with her. So Agni can sprint out. Cupid can sprint out. Oh, look at that. Cupid jumped into my ult.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy
Awesome.
has been slain. Double kill. Sorry. Deicide. No problem.
Yeah, I figure if you're going tank, you don't expect to get kills, so if somebody accidentally kills, steals from me, you know, there's no point getting upset about it. And let's get another active item. Active... Let's get Shell. I kind of like that. That or Creeping Curse. I typically get Creeping Curse with Sobek's because Sobek's so positionally important, you know, where the enemies are. So you can toss them behind you and then Creeping Curse them to keep them there. But with Hades, I'm not sure that's as significant. So it looks like Ao's getting a buff. So wipe out that minion wave, do what looks to be... what looks to be significant damage. I don't want to do that. Another auto attack death on Zeus. I must have missed him with some of my abilities because he was pretty low to start with. Hopefully Agnes Sprint is down, which it was.
Awesome.
Where's he going? Oh, somebody's warping in. Do this. Just keep Zeus off our backs a little bit.
An enemy has been slain. Back. Be right back. Nice job.
This is a really nice 3v3.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
Let's get Gem of Isolation. I'm gonna go, since we're ahead,
Has been slain.
I'm gonna get a little more power. We haven't really done significant damage to that tower yet either.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Sneaky.
Give in now, and I will allow you a painless
I'm ignoring Agni.
Retreat! Retreat middle lane!
Whoops! That sucked. Does Cupid have Frostbound Hammer? Nope. That was dumb. I'm not sure what happened there. Yes. I was trying to jump out, and then I got stunned by Agni, which is fine. Get out of that Ao Kuang if you can. Nope.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I tried to get out of that, was stunned by Agni, and then Cupid ended up behind me, and then it just, you know, was done. So that was me just being foolish, I would say.
An enemy has been slain.
It's my second death.
An ally has been slain. Your middle tower is under attack. Slain an enemy.
There we go. Aha, Zeus, you missed me. Let me take some of that minion aggro. Take that too. Ouch.
Help! Your middle tower is under attack.
So Zeus is going back. gonna go back, get some potions. Finish this out, of course. And get some of these. I guess I didn't buy any last time.
An enemy
Nice
has
job.
been slain.
Ah, Neith died.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
That's fine.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Nice.
You rock.
I would have had him anyway, I
Nice
think.
job.
Do not deny the inevitable. Follow me to the underworld.
Retreat.
Yeah, trading hits with that Zeus. He's getting up there.
Take middle lane. Your middle tower is under attack. Take middle lane. Pulling back.
Thought Agni was going to try for me, but nope. If Neith had come mid, I think we certainly could have gotten Zeus there. But alack and alas. Physical. Let's get this cooldown item, and then I'll go back for magic.
Has been slain. Double kill.
Surprised we haven't done. Our tower's actually more damage than theirs is, and that looks like a surrender.
Good game. Good game.
If Hi-Res is going to replace anything, they should give Hades a better song or whatever. Should be up. As I shamelessly self-promote. So let's see how we did. Let's see how we did. So 22-9. Ao Kuang racking up the kills. I did okay. My second death was dumb. That was just me getting in a bad position. Ao Kuang, though, taking names and chewing bubblegum. And on the other team, their Agni was pretty good. The other two didn't do that great. I guess that's kind of, Runic Shield's kind of nice if you're playing against a mage. And let's see, damage taken, I took the most. I actually did the second most amount of damage in the game, and then their Agni on the other team did the most damage on their side, but Ao Kuang was doing very nicely. So I'm going to sign off for now. This has been Hale doing some Hades in 3v3 Joust. Thank you very much for playing.